As I was walking down the aisle when we were beginning Mass tonight, I got to admit, I felt emotion. I think for the first time in a long time, I looked over and I saw a greater representation of music ministry. The altar servers, my brother priests and deacons, and you. It's like, it's almost normal again. And it made me feel kind of choky, to be truthful with you. Normal is kind of fun. Normal feels good. Whether you are a student or an adult, or you are currently working or retired, many of us attend a lot of meetings during our lives. Now, if this describes you, you'll appreciate what I'm about to say. I ask you, what are some of the most crushing words that you can hear at the end of any meeting? For me, it's the words, "Oh, and one more thing." Oh, one more thing. Usually that means an extra 10 to 15 minutes added to the length of the meeting. In tonight's gospel from St. John chapter 13, it seems as if Jesus is ending the meeting of his ministry of forming his disciples into courageous men that they will need to be in order to form the church. I am touched by the words, Jesus knew that his hour had come, and he loved his own in the world, and he loved them till the end. But without using any other further words, Jesus symbolically adds the phrase, "Oh, one more thing." The gospel says he rose from the supper table. He took off his outer garments. He took a towel and he tied it around his waist. He poured water into a basin and he washed feet. 5 simple steps. Rising from the supper table signals that Jesus is accepting that what he is about to do, and he does so alone. It's a decisive moment in his life. Removing the outer garment means that he freely chooses to feel uncomfortable and accept a time of discomfort. I have to admit, when myself and my brother priests and deacons and the servers and others are going to cross the parking lot, it's not comfortable, it's really cold. Tying a towel around his waist seems to be an indicator that his weapon is not a sword or a pistol that maybe they carried in the Old West, but a powerful symbol that will touch our hearts. Water in a basin seems to be, to me, almost like a sign of baptism, where he's inviting others to embrace a new way to live and to approach life. And washing feet seems to say to me that none of this is going to be easy. It'll end in a different walk. As a priest or as a deacon or baptized lay people, all of us are called by our baptism to join Jesus Christ to be a part of the answer to fight in a war against evil. We do it, although in different ways. We offer what we do with a deep sense of self-offering, self-donation of our service. As Jesus is washing the feet of his apostles one by one, Simon Peter objects to Jesus washing his feet. Why is that? Maybe it's because by exposing his smelly, dirty feet, he exposes where Peter has been, revealing his own path of sin. I'm sure that, like St. Peter, you and I right now can remember some of the harshest sins of our lives. For some reason, they get stuck in our brain. I wonder if St. Peter felt that. Jesus' washing feet was almost like his way to say, and now I'd like to free you. I'd like to free you from the path of mistakes and errors that you have walked with in your life. Your sins and your errors do not define you. I'm going to redefine your lives. Lead others to me by your humility and your service of charity. And don't look for any special recognition on this side of heaven, because you will likely not be appreciated by some who see themselves as part of some elite or some superior group. As we grow and develop, we like it when people compliment us or to look up to us for doing what's right. But this one final lesson of Jesus, the washing of feet, is more times than not considered abominable, sometimes even despised, because you and I are symbolically and publicly living our life for Jesus Christ. Look at some of the anti-Christian attitudes of today, and coming from sources that we never ever thought would be uttering words that seem to be contrary to faith. It has never been so evident to what we do here today. The very essence of why we are a church has become despised by some in our society. Arrogance does not like to extend a hand of support to anyone who tries to raise the bar of humble faith. For them, God or faith is quaint for old people or little children who don't know better. Being a Christian, for some, is considered nice at best or prejudiced at worst. Jesus' washing feet is his way to say to his apostles, oh, one more thing. And he completes his meeting with explaining that to follow him can sometimes be very, very lonely. It can be painful, and it can take a tremendous amount of personal integrity, which may not be supported by the very people that you love or care for. These are hard words to say, and they can be hard words to hear, because we chance falling into the feeling of, so why be a Christian? Why bother? The only answer I could think of is, I'm a Christian because Jesus Christ asked me to follow him. I didn't invent this on my own, and I simply cannot let him down. What is the one more thing that you need to pay attention to in tonight's gospel? How will you wash feet in the days and the months ahead?